Great day, mini mathematicians. It's me, Video Bar, again with you, and we're going to be doing 2.1D lesson on page 24. I'm on page 24. Are you on page 24? Let's read the title. Please track with me. 2.1D lesson, number line model for subtraction. What operation are we talking about today? That's right, the operation is subtraction. Track with me, please, while I read. Subtraction can be thought of as the difference or distance between 2 points. If I wanted to know the difference in my age and your age, I would use, that's right, subtraction. And if I want to know the distance from my house to Earl Warren, I would use subtraction. So we're going to use two different models here to look at some examples. We're going to model 7 take away 2 on a number line. So we're always going to start at the first number. So this number we have in front, our first number, is our start, also called our home. So I'm going to start at 7, and then I'm going to jump all the way to 2. So it's like if I was living, that's 7 at my house, and Earl Warren's at 2. But then I need to go to the right to go back to 7, to where I started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my answer. Let's look at B. I need to model 2 take away 7 on the number line. Again, you're going to start at the first number, your home, start at 2, and then you're going to jump to 7. I'm starting at 2, and I'm jumping to 7. Then I need to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to where I started. That means this difference is -5. For both A and B, the distance is 5, absolute value of 5, or absolute value of -5. Both of these equal 5. These bars are absolute value. Absolute value. Absolute value is the distance from 0. And distance is always positive. How can you use a number line to know if the difference is represented with a positive or a negative number? In part A, this distance is a positive number. But in part B, the distance was a negative number. What was different in our two models? Well, when you go to the second number, ask yourself, what direction when you go to the second number, ask yourself what direction you have to go to get back to the first number. And remember, that first number, we called that your start or your home. And depending on what direction you have to go, that's going to tell you if it's positive or negative. So let's think. On A, I went from 7 to 3 and I went to the right. So if you go right to go back, that means it's going to be a positive. And if you have to go left to go back, that means we're going to have a negative. To the right, positive. To the left, negative. let's define some vocabulary words. There's two words we need to define. One is, say it with me, 1, 2, 3, distance. Let's say it one more time. 1, 2, 3, distance. Distance is the amount of space from one number to another. Distance is the amount of space from one number to another. Distance is always positive. Even if I run a mile backwards, I still travel a mile. The other word we need to talk about, the second word, read it with me, 1, 2, 3, difference. Again, 1, 2, 3, difference. Nice job, you guys. Difference is another word that means subtraction, the operation, but this is the amount of space from one number to another, but can be positive or negative. What's important when we're figuring out the difference? What's important is direction. Direction is important. The direction you travel to go back to where you started. Awesome. Great job. Give you about 15 more seconds to make sure you have both of these written down. Let's read the directions. Circle the operation you'll be performing. Use the method for subtraction shown on the number line above to model the following problems. Then find the distance and the difference. Distance has to be positive. Difference could be negative or positive. So let's take a look at our first problem. Our first problem says 4 take away 1. Where do we start? Our start is always at the first number. So we're going to call that the start. People also call it the home. So if I started at home, I need to go all the way. I need to take away 1. Notice this is 4. Got to circle the operation. The operation is subtraction. That is not a negative sign. This 1 is positive. 4 take away a positive 1. So I'm going to start at 4 and I'm going to go to 1. But then I need to go back to the 4. Which direction do I go back? I go right. What's the distance from 4 to 1? 1, 2, 3. The distance is 3. The difference, 4 take away 1, is also 3 because I went right to go back. Nice work. Let's look at number 2 together. Number 2, -7 take away 1. Remember, we need to circle the operation. This is a subtraction sign, not a negative sign. Where do I start? I start at -7. This is my start. We also call it home. I'm going to take away 1 positive. So to go all the way to 1 positive, here I am. But now I need to go back to where I started. If I go back to where I started, I need to go left. So I'm going to go back to where I started, which is to the left. The distance, what's the distance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The distance is 8. If I traveled from my home to my destination, I would have traveled 8 units. But the difference, since I went left to go back, left means negative. Negative 8. Difference is negative 8. Okay, let's do one more together. Number 3. Number 3. What is the operation we're doing here? The operation is subtraction. So we're going to start at negative 8. And then we are going to take away to negative 6. Then we're going to need to go back to negative 8. Which way did we go back? We went left. Does that mean our difference is going to be positive or negative? That's right, it's going to be negative. The difference is negative 2. 1, 2. The distance is positive 2. Distance is always positive. Let's keep up this good work. Let's look at 4. 4, it says negative 3, take away negative 3. Where are we going to start? The first number is negative 3. Negative 3 is our start, or our home. And I need to go all the way to negative 3. But I'm already at negative 3. Okay, so I'm not going to go anywhere. So I don't go right or left. So what's the distance? Oh, the distance is 0. And what's the difference? 0. Notice 0 isn't positive or negative. It separates the positive and negative. 0 is a neutral number. And we didn't go right or left, so we can't have a positive or a negative. Great job. 0 the hero. Okay, let's do number 5. 6, take away positive 8. Where am I going to start? 6. Good job. And I'm going to take away or go to the 8. Then I need to go back home, back to my start. Which direction did I go back to the start? I went left. So the distance is 1, 2. 2. But the difference, because I went left, is a negative 2. Great work. I would like you to do 6, 7, 8, and 9 with your partners. 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to pause the video for 4 minutes for you to finish 6, 7, 8, and 9. Please pause the video for 4 minutes, and then we'll go over the problems. Thank you. Excellent job. Let's see how we did. Number 6, the distance is 17, and the difference is negative 17. We started at negative 14, and then we went all the way to positive 3, and then we had to go back to where we started. And notice we went left. That's why the difference is negative. Number 7. Number 7, the difference is 25, and the distance is 25. We started at 12. We went all the way to negative 13, and then we had to go all the way back to where we started. And we went right. That's why the difference is positive. Why is the distance positive? Oh, because distance is always positive. Number 8. When I'm modeling 8 take away 7 on the number line, I circled my operation. I started at 8. I went to 7, and then I had to go to the right to go back to where I started, positive 1. Number 9, I started at 8. I went to negative 7, and I had to go back to the right to get back to where I started from. And that's how I get positive 15. Great work. We're going to pause the video and start the next one. We're going to start the next video to finish this lesson.